Hey guys, it's Lawrence here, and today I wanted to do a really informal video, raw, one cut, sharing my screen. I got my coffee, and I'm gonna basically talk to you about how you can get freedom in your life, because I think ultimately, at least for me, everything about starting my own business was all about freedom. And today in this video, I'm going to share with you how I was able to get the time, the location, the financial freedom, so you can kind of learn from my what I did, learn from my mistakes, because I made a few mistakes as well, and share with you what I believe is the best way to gain freedom, and whether that is for yourself, whether that's for your husband, your wife, your partner, your entire family. So let's get into it. So I thought I'd start off by kind of telling you a little bit about like why I was looking to gain more freedom, and I always had this like huge fear of being trapped and not being able to do my own thing. And I remember being at school, and like every now and again I was able to like leave school for whatever reason. I had a doctor's appointment or something like that, and between the times of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. I was able to, every 6 months, whatever, I would leave school to go to a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment or whatever it was. And I remember seeing people walking around the streets and being really jealous of them, that they were like free. They weren't in an office, they weren't in school, and I was like, I want to be able, when I'm older, to walk around the streets, as weird as that sounds. And the problem is like society starts to take its effect on you. You start to like lose that childish sense of, goals and desires and things like that. And, you start to fall in line with what everybody else is doing. And then before you know it, you've spent 5, 6, 10 years working the same job, and it was never really the life that you planned for yourself, never really the life that you wanted. It just kind of happened to you, as opposed to, you happening to life. And that definitely happened to me. I was working in my 9-to-5 role, and now I think about it, it's really weird and it's really kind of stupid. But I would look out the window and I would look at people parking their cars. They got their lunchbox under their arm, they got their food for the day, and they'd park their cars and they'd walk into their office, and I would sit there and think, God, what a sad existence that person has. I see the same person do the same thing, park in the same space, with the same lunchbox, blatantly, variations of the same food, and going into that office, sitting in their cubicle from 9 till 5, and the highlight of their 8-9 hour day is their 45-minute lunch. And I just thought, God, how sad is that? Fully grown human being, an adult, just like having to wear certain clothes, be in a certain place at a certain time. I was like, that is no life for me. And then I kind of sat there and thought, well, maybe somebody's looking out the window and watching me park in the same place every single morning, coming into the same office. And I thought, shit, I am that person. That is me. And I had this realization, and it was like kind of embarrassing that I was looking at these people thinking, God, what a sad life. And I was leading the exact same life as them. And that's when I was like, right, if I don't make a change, nothing's going to change. And that's when I started to seek freedom, seek the ability to do a few things, really. Because when it comes to freedom, we want to be able to travel, maybe. We want to be able to do work in any location. We want to choose. We basically want choice, right? We want to choose. We want to have choice. And that's ultimately what it boils down to. But there's a big thing that's stopping this from becoming a reality for people. And it's money. Money, money, money. It's always the barrier to entry. And when I first kind of embarked on my journey as an entrepreneur, I thought to myself, I want to earn money, and I want to earn money online, so I'm not tied to a particular location. I can work when I want, where I want, and earn what I want, within reason, of course. And I think in order to basically get this, everybody has a number that they are probably wanting to achieve. And for most people, to begin with, what I would say is that you focus on trying to replace your existing income. If you focus on trying to replace your existing income, then at least you're earning what you know you can survive on. And then once you get to your existing income, let's say monthly income, we can then look at bumping it up. And I think, let's say, for example, you want to move to Southeast Asia. You can live on a lot less than if you live in the US or you live in the UK. So there's lots of flexibilities, but like a big number that loads of people are trying to hit is 10K per month. Now, for some people, that's not going to be enough. For most people, that's going to be more than enough to live a great life, to have freedom, location freedom, time freedom, to some degree financial freedom. It's probably not going to be like enough forever, but it's a great place to start, basically. So, how do we get here? Well, there's a million and one ways. There's so many things you can do, but if we want the freedom side of it, there's a few things that we need to make sure are in place. We want it to be online. Even if you have something that is not online, it's a physical presence, but somebody else manages it for you, you're still going to be tied to that location. You're going to have to go back there, you're going to have to visit, you're going to have to, do stuff. If it's purely online, then you have freedom. Even if you don't want to travel, I would still recommend that you do something online, because you might not want to live where you live right now for the rest of your life, or you might want to go on holiday and still earn money. I travel a reasonable amount. I split my time between Dubai, the UK, New Zealand, travel around Europe a little bit, and although I love being in one place, I find it quite difficult to travel and work. I like to go somewhere, stay there for a long period of time and actually work. I like doing that, and it would be a real shame if I couldn't. So you want to make sure that it is online. The next thing you want is something that is scalable. Now, it doesn't need to be scalable to the point where you can do $1 million every single month. It doesn't need to be that scalable. At the moment, what I would recommend is that if you're looking to get freedom, and I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and if you're watching this, you'll know you'll know I'm talking about you. And they were like, well, what niche should I go after? Who should I target? And my answer to that question was, well, what's most important to you? Is it to work in a particular industry, or is it to get freedom? Because you could work in an industry or a niche that you're really passionate about, or or if you're more passionate about like you being free, then you should just go to where the money is. So, and we don't necessarily need to build something that is capable of earning you, millions and millions. But right now, what we want to do is we want to select the right vehicle to get you freedom, because what gets you to one point is not going to be the thing that gets you to your final end destination. You're going to have to change vehicles as you go. Look at Formula One drivers. Look at Lewis Hamilton, for example. He did not start off driving a Formula One car. When he was 7 years old, he did not jump into a Mercedes Formula One car. He jumped into a crappy go-kart and learned what he needed to learn, and as he progressed as a driver, his vehicle changed. And that's the same in business as well. We don't need to jump in an F1 car from day one. We need to get us in a vehicle that is good enough to get us freedom, and whatever that freedom looks like to you, and it's going to change for everybody. But from speaking to lots of people, freedom is probably the word that encapsulates why people go into business, why entrepreneurs started their journey, is freedom. So we need to make sure that it's online. We need to make sure that it is somewhat scalable. It doesn't have to be really scalable. And what I mean by scalable is really the ability to outsource. If you're able to outsource something, then you're able to live a life of freedom. If you build a business that requires your input all the time, then you don't really have a business. You've just got yourself a job, basically. And we don't want a job. We want a business that allows us the time freedom. And you might be able to get location freedom and financial freedom, but if you haven't got the time freedom, you haven't got the ability to travel to a different country and actually enjoy everything that country has to offer, then, or you haven't got the time to spend the money that you're earning, then what's the point? So you need the time freedom as well. It doesn't mean you only need to work 1 hour a day. You can still work. You can earn good money working 3-4 hours a day. Might sound too good to be true, but it's not. It's not a myth, especially if you can outsource. So that's a few things that we really need. And another thing is we want it to be relatively simple. Like so often, people try and do all these crazy things. They try and do, Amazon, they buy products. They have to learn so many skills when it comes to that. They have to be able to be great at picking products. They have to be good at, customer service. They have to be good at marketing. They have to get proficient at so many skills. And when the market is quite saturated, like Amazon FBA, for example, you don't just have to get proficient at these skills. You have to get really good at these skills, because there's so many people that are good at these skills. You have to get better than them, ultimately. So you want something that is pretty simple, something that ticks the box of simplicity. And I think that, and you probably know where I'm going with this already if you're not new to the channel, but I think probably the most effective way to gain freedom is through a cold outreach agency. And let's say we want to get to 10K per month, right? As I mentioned, there's so many ways to get there. But one thing that is massively overlooked is what I call second order costs. And most people, they're so in their own head when they think about starting their own business. They're thinking about themselves all the time. They're thinking about, what can I do? What should I do? Me, basically. And you should be thinking about the prospect. It should be you in terms of the prospect. Always thinking about them. And nobody does that. And people miss out and they forget about what I call second order costs. You've probably heard of second order consequences, but I'm talking about second order costs. And let me explain something to you. So if we one of the most simple and straightforward ways of growing a business or starting a business is a service-based business. And there's so many reasons why a service-based business is by far, not even close, the best business to start when you're starting off. There's no stock. There's basically no setup fees. There's just no risk. It's cash positive. If you want to get to 10k per month, for example, you can sign 3 to 5 clients, and it's just really I don't want this video to be about me trying to persuade you that a service-based business is the best business to start, to get you to 10k. Up to. I've got friends that do service-based businesses that make multiple millions every single month. So there's not a service-based business is great to get you to 10k and then you need something else. Not the case at all. But it is the most effective way to start. Hands down, think if we look at the biggest kind of competitors, I guess, to the category of what business you could start. You've got service-based businesses, you've got Amazon, where you've got to buy products, you've got to learn loads of skills, you've got drop shipping, again, you've got to buy stock, possibly, you've got to learn lots of skills, you've got to spend money on ads. The level of sophistication is much higher than a service-based business. You get paid, profit margins are really low. Service-based businesses, profit margins are super high. So a service-based business is, in my opinion, hands down the most effective, the best way to start. So let's say we start a service-based business. Let's go back to this second order costs. Second order costs. What do I mean by this? And this is why, this little secret here is why so many people fail when it comes to starting a service-based business, because they only think about themselves. They don't think about the client. And if you look at your business through this lens, you'll succeed. No question about it. So what is it? What are second order costs? So ultimately, it is the costs associated with working with you that the client has to incur, that are not your direct fees. So they are basically associated costs. So let's take, for example, let's say you run a ad agency helping e-com, because e-com is very popular. I used to run an e-com agency, by the way, and it's a very popular niche to go after. And the reason being is that you can get clients that pay a lot of money, because e-com, they live and die by their ad accounts most of the time. And so they really need good advertising. So let's say that you run paid ads through Facebook, Google, whatever, TikTok, Snapchat, doesn't matter, for e-com brands, because that's what they want, that's what they need. So this is you. You come along with kind of no experience or very little experience, and you go over to an e-com person and to an e-com business, and you say, "Hi, this is me. I'd love to do your ads for you." And they say, "Okay, cool. How much experience have you got?" And you say, "Well, I've got like this much experience." And they say, "Okay, cool." And you tell them that you charge, You charge 2K per month. That's pretty reasonable. There's people out there charging 8K, 10K, 20K a month. And you only charge 2K. And they go, no, I think I'm okay, thanks. I don't want to do it. And you say, okay, cool. Well, next time I'll speak to somebody and you'll say, look, I'll do it for 1K per month. Look, you can't grumble at that. I'll run all your ads for you. I'll do everything for you. I'll do everything for you. I'll get your creatives done. I'll do all your copy. I'll do your conversion optimization on your landing pages. I'll do your email flows. I'll do your SMS stuff. I'll obviously run your ads on, TikTok. I'll do it on Meta. I'll do it on Google. I'll do it all for $1,000 a month. That's a good deal. They say, nah, you're all right, thanks. And you're like, what? All of this for $1,000 a month? I'm basically giving it away. And then you say to somebody, you know what? I'll do it all for free. I just want a testimonial. I just need a client. I'll get one client and it will lead to more clients. You say, I'll do everything for you for free. What are they going to say? I know what they're going to say because I've been in this situation before. They're going to say, nah, you're all right, thanks. And do you know why they're going to say that? Because of second order costs. All of this stuff that you've just listed out that you're going to do for them costs a lot of money. If you're running ads and they're spending 5, maybe 10, maybe even 100K per month on ads, this 2K is completely irrelevant to them. They're looking for the right person to spend their ad budget. It's very difficult to get somebody to give you the keys to their ad account, basically, is what it boils down to, is the keys to their kingdom. It's difficult to do. And that's second order costs. And people are like, I'm really struggling to sign a client. I'm doing all this outreach. I'm putting myself out there. I'm taking all these sales calls. And I'm just really struggling. And it's because of second order costs, and people don't understand that. They think like, I'll just drop my prices, I'll charge you based off results, I'll work for free. None of that matters. They don't want to give you their ad budget. And you can change ad spend for time as well. Let's say you run an SEO agency and you say, well, it's going to take 3, 4, 5, 6 months to start getting you results. Well, that's a long time. Maybe I can work with somebody that's got more experience and they'll be able to get me results in less time. And whether that's true or not is kind of irrelevant. It's what the client thinks. And so when you forget about second order costs, that's when you struggle, basically. And that's what I love about a cold outreach agency, is there's basically no second order costs. Sometimes there's no second order costs depending on what form of outreach you do, and other times there's very, very low second order costs. So if we go back over here, there's kind of 4 ways that you can charge for your outreach services. So we can do like commission on sale. If you were to reach out to a business and say, look, I'm going to go away and I'm going to do everything for you. I'm going to get you clients. I'm going to put prospects onto your sales call, or I'm going to get you leads. You're going to turn them into a paying client, and then I'm going to take a fee. Then, and it's not going to cost you anything. You're just going to give me a slice of the action once you've actually got paid. Like, how easy is that to get somebody to say, yeah, I'm interested? It's so, so easy. And when you do that and you position it right and you work with the right type of clients, big emphasis on the right type of clients, you can earn a lot of money. If you work with let's say a SaaS company, you contact a SaaS company that might charge $1,000 a month. And they could charge 10K per month, but let's say just like they charge $1,000 a month for their clients, and you say, right, I want 20% of that, and so they're paying you $200 per month, and they keep their clients for 5 years. So every client that you sign them, they're giving you $200 a month recurring. Let's say you sign them 10 clients a month. They're going to give you 2K in month 1, and then the next month they're going to give you the same 2K again, because they're getting that money every single month because they're charging their clients monthly. That's what software as a service, a SaaS model is. And then the next month you get them. So let's say, for example, month 1, you get them 10 clients. They give you 2K. Month 2, they give you 2K from the same clients that you got in month 1. And they also give you 2K for the 10 new clients that you got again. So month 2, they're giving you 4K. And then they give you 6K. And then they give you 8K in 4 months, over 4 months. And so just working with one client, one right client, they could give you... You could work and get them 50 clients, then they give you 10K per month for the next 5 years. And you don't even have to do any more work. You're just getting paid and they're doing all the work. So think about how powerful that is. Do that for multiple clients. It's so powerful. You can earn so much money. You can get pay per lead, or pay per call is another way that you can get paid. So for example, you can speak to prospects and say you want leads, and at the moment I saw you're running some paid ads, and how much are you paying for a lead through paid ads? Oh, I'm paying $200 for a qualified lead. And you're like, okay, cool. Well, what if I come in and I will charge you for that same qualified lead? If I charge you $150, how does that sound? You haven't got to do anything. You haven't got to worry about me spending your ad budget. I'm just going to do it all through outreach, so it's free. And I'll charge you $150. So instead of $200, you're paying $150. How does that sound? They'll snap your hand off. And signing clients is going to be really easy to do. And so then you go out and you find these clients. Again, you've got to find the right type of clients. But for example, I'll give you an example with our cold outreach agency. We generate about 150 calls per month. My maths isn't quite good enough to figure out what 150 times 150 is. Let's actually just find out, shall we? 22,500. So if I didn't have the skills to generate my own appointments, for me, a call is definitely worth $150. I would pay $150. I wouldn't, because I've got the skills, but so many business owners out there, they don't have the time, they don't have the skills. So, you can pair up with, 2, 3, 4, 5 clients that all want, they might not want 150 calls. They might want 50. They might just want 20. But it's so easy to get clients that want all of this. They're willing to pay for it. Really easy to sign them because there's no upfront risk for them. The second order costs are extremely low, which makes risk low. Another way that you can do it is you can charge a setup fee. If you want to like say, right, yeah, we're going to do all this stuff. We've got to build all these sequences. We've got to write your copy. We're going to do all this. That's going to cost you a small amount of money. And then we're going to do like a cost per lead or cost per call. And you can do the same thing. So you can get paid like, I don't know, say 3K up front, plus all of that stuff. And all of these things you can kind of like work down, and you don't have to have a one-size-fits-all solution, but you can, there's loads of different things that you can do. And then the next kind of payment method is retainer, where you can say, you know what, we're just going to do everything for you, and we're going to charge you 4K per month. And to be perfectly honest, like I wouldn't go down this route because you're capped at how much you can earn. It's harder to sign clients because they're committed and you're committed, but it does give you that that kind of safety net. So a bit like Warren Buffett wouldn't put all of his eggs into one basket. He wouldn't invest all of his money into one stock. Sometimes it's good to like have a spread of clients as well. Some big clients that pay you big money, some smaller clients that just trickle along, because if you lose that big client, you want to have some backup, and maybe a couple of retainer clients that just give you that like solid income each month. And the beauty about all of this stuff, I've talked about this before on the channel, is what I call the single skill success cycle. So if we go back to over here, right? If you were to run, let's say, an e-com business, but the same is true with most service-based businesses. Like, in order to get good, you've got to get good at all this stuff, all these different skills. You've got to know how to run TikTok ads, Snapchat ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. You've got to get good at creating the actual like ads themselves, videos, images. You've got to get good at writing copy. You've got to understand conversion rate optimization and landing page structure and how to write good product descriptions. You've got to get good at email and Klaviyo and all that stuff. You've got to get good at SMS marketing. You've got to understand all those flows. The skill barrier to entry is very high. It's like way up here. To get really good at stuff is difficult, takes time, and it's hard to sign clients because of second order costs. Now, if we come down to outreach, let's just say like email outreach. That's an email icon. So let's look at outreach, for example. You can find your clients by sending cold emails. And then what you can do is you can have a prospect here and you can say, look, Mr. Prospect, I've managed to attract your attention through a cold email. And they go, yes, you have. That's why we're on this Zoom call right now and we're talking. How convenient. And you say, yeah. And all I'm going to do for you is I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did for myself to get you onto this call. So I'm going to send emails on behalf of you so you can speak to your ideal prospects. So instead of you sitting here on this Zoom call being the prospect, you're going to be the person selling your services, and we're going to send out emails and we're just going to replicate what I've done to get you onto this call so you can get your prospects onto calls with you. And they go, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I guess the proof is in the pudding. I'm on this call and it obviously works because here I am. And so then that's the process. But the good thing is that you only need to learn how to send out cold emails, which is one skill, which is why I call it the single skill success cycle, because it is a cycle. There's only a single skill. And when you master this one skill, it brings you a lot of success. And all of this, everything we just walked through, is the most effective way in 2024 and probably beyond It's the most effective way for you to get freedom. It just works. It just works. And I know it works because I do it myself. I run this business model. I do it all day, every day. I do over $100,000 every single month. And I don't have to be great at everything. I just need to learn one skill packaged in a nice box. It's how I get my clients, and it's how I deliver the services. I outsource all the service delivery to people within my team. So I don't outsource it to some third-party company. It's all kind of in-house. I'm at that stage now, but you don't have to do that to begin with. It's scalable, it's online, it allows me to live a very nice lifestyle, and there's so many opportunities out there, and that's one of the biggest problems, is there's so many opportunities to start earning money and gain this freedom, whatever freedom looks like for you, whatever that looks like, but there's so many different ways to get there. Not all opportunities are created equal, and I have, to be perfectly honest, struggled to find anything that comes close to starting a cold outreach agency. The income levels are nice and high. The skill levels are low. Businesses desperately want it. It's so easy to sign clients. And yeah, it's just really simple. It's really straightforward. I don't know what else to say. So if you want freedom, then I think this is the vehicle. Right now, at least, this is the vehicle. There's lots of different things you can do with crypto and all this stuff that is not really like a foundational skill. But businesses will always want customers. And if you can be that vehicle to get businesses customers, you get paid handsomely as a result. There's lots of ways to do it. Second order costs are something nobody thinks about, and this involves no second order costs. Only need one skill that you need to get good at, and everything else kind of takes care of itself. And as I say, I've done this myself. I'm doing it right now. I run my own cold outreach agency. I'm also helping others to start their own cold outreach agency. And if you want help getting time, getting location, getting financial freedom, starting your own cold outreach agency, then click the first link in the description. It will take you to a video. It will explain everything that I'm doing, how I'm helping people. It will show you some things in a little bit more detail about how we're helping people kind of past this YouTube channel. So go check it out. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if this video has been insightful and you got value from it, and I will see you on the next one.